As we can see here, change to make O Canada gender neutral has been too long coming, according to this opinionated and news article. So, for those of us living in Canada who have heard news around the national anthem, the Senate has passed a bill to make the changes come this week to change an All Thy Sons command to an All of Us command or something on the lines. And honestly, if I have to be straight up and honest, I think it is quite ridiculous, right? It's for just a few lyrics and All Thy Sons command. People are making a huge deal about it, and they were just pressuring the government to change it. And it looks like that has finally happened. So let's just read this article to get more details about this and see what happens. A giant Canadian flag is seen during the singing of O Canada at a Blue Jays game on Canada Day 2013. This week, the Senate approved a bill which will finally make the national anthem's lyrics gender neutral. After more than 100 years, the Canadian Senate finally passed a bill this week to make the lyrics to O Canada, our national anthem, gender neutral. And while it's been a controversial topic, the real surprise here shouldn't be that the change has been made, but that it's taking us too long to make it. Sure, whatever. Such, though, is the power of complacency and the sad degree to which so many of us accept gender inequality. I have to admit, many times when I was little, I sang the words to O Canada without questioning some of its lyrics. The lyrics in All Thy Sons command have been sung by boys and girls, men and women alike since 1913 when Canada was on the brink of the First World War. A long push to change the lyrics. In 1990 and again in the late 2000s, it was suggested that the words True Patriot Love and All Thy Sons command be changed to an All of Us command. Those words came under scrutiny again in 2013, the 100th anniversary since the lyrics were changed to an All Thy Sons command. And now the Senate has finally passed the bill to make the lyrics gender neutral. The list of those in favor of changing the words to an All of Us command has included such notables as Arthur Margaret Atwood, former Prime Minister Kim Campbell, and Sally Goddard, the mother of a female Canadian soldier killed in combat. Now, this video here I've just watched, and it's basically people talking about how it should be gender neutral because I had a daughter that died, and they feel that saying All Thy Sons command makes them feel excluded. The thing is, have these people taken into consideration that sons is likely referring to both women and men, because obviously there were both female and male soldiers at that time, so I don't know why they're taking the part sons too late. It's like one of those things where it's like, okay, man shall not live by bread alone. Obviously it doesn't exclusively mean men, but it's referring to both men and women, and people are just taking it so literally and strongly into heart these days. Well, let's just keep reading and see what they say. Then, of course, there is the Liberal MP Mario Belanger, who first introduced the recently passed bill and who died in 2016 before he got to see his wish for inclusivity become a reality. It has taken us decades to get to this point to have the lyrics of our national anthem represent all of us. Seriously? Lyrics have changed before. Some have objected, saying we shouldn't mess with history, but according to the Canadian Encyclopedia, the original 1908 version written by lawyer Robert Stanley Ware, a recorder for the city of Montreal, contained a much more gender-neutral phrase, True Patriot Love, Thou Dost in Us Command. And the original version before that was actually written in French and was quite distinct from the English version we know and love today. So the lyrics have been changed before. The same Canadian Heritage website, in fact, says the song has been amended since the 1908 versions in 1913, 1914, 1916, and again in 1980, when it was officially proclaimed the Canadian national anthem. American author Will... Whoa. How do you say that name? Anyways, this is called Will Schwab, in writing an inspiring memoir of his mother's life, relates something that bears repeating in this regard. He recounts how, while he was growing up in the 70s, an episode of the TV show In the Family that featured riddle that stumped every character in the show and many of those watching. A father and his son are in a terrible crash, the riddle goes. The father is killed instantly, but the son survives, barely, his life hanging in the balance. He's rushed to the hospital and into surgery, but there's only one doctor there, and as soon as the doctor sees the boy, the doctor says, I can't operate on my own son. How could this be if the boy's father was killed in the crash? Schwab says that when the show aired, people walked around for days trying to figure out elaborate solutions to the puzzle, and that even stumps people today. The answer, of course, which eluded so many, is that the doctor is a woman. That was the 70s, but the truth is that sometimes we don't really question certain things because they have ingrained in us and we are so accustomed to them. Steps towards equality. We are surrounded by brilliant women, but in fact, we often still don't hear their voices. Even in recent years, sadly, statistics say that most opinion pieces and editorial pages are written by men, for example. When I was going to school, our history books contained page after page of stories about notable persons, the majority of whom were men, and predominantly featured pictures of old, bearded men. Women in Canada were not even allowed to vote when the words "O Canada" were changed to "and all thy sons command." Manitoba's Nellie McClung helped after much struggle to bring that momentous occasion about for some Manitoban women in 1916. Other provinces followed later. Thank heavens for forward-thinking people. The measure of a country can often be seen in how we value ourselves, and equality should be the concern of all Canadians. This column is part of CBC's opinion section. See more information about this section. Well, yeah, we can obviously tell because it is about a woman saying how glad they are that they finally changed the lyrics from "and all thy sons command" to "and all of us command," and it's clear with the way this is written. How do you personally feel about it? Do you think people are being too sensitive towards it and that "and all thy sons command" actually represents both, or do you think that it literally just represents sons? Because some people don't have a problem with it, and they were women, but these days, of course, it's just all about changing things, just making it equal, playing it safe, and being politically correct. So, as we can see, this land of igloos, beaver, moose, and geese seems to be quickly turning into some rainbow-toting, pot-smoking, feministic land. Yes, that's where it seems to be for the direction that Canada is heading. Does that mean it's a horrible country? No, of course not, but, it just had to be said, and I'm sure there are others that share the same opinion in this regards as to where this country is honestly heading towards people just being too overly sensitive about certain things, like lyrics. When you consider all the other issues going on in this place, and they spend so much time and resources into looking into changing the lyrics, it makes you wonder, where are their priorities? Like, where are they? Wow. Oh well. It changed. It's going to be kind of strange because when I was going to school, all these years singing the national anthem, everyone was just used to "and all thy sons command," and I don't think I ever heard anybody complaining about that. They did bring up this article about how some things have just become so natural to us that they're ingrained even though they're not necessarily right. Well, this is one scenario where honestly I don't think it's one of those things that have been put into our brains that was bad. It's not like it was bad. It's not like it was telling anybody, okay, this or that. So I don't know why they're making it look as though this was something that has been ingrained into our brains that was bad, when in fact, it was just some lyrics that were used to largely represent the fact there was mostly men at that time, although there was some women in the war, of course, but then it changed. Now, I guess there's not much more I can say, or is the video just going to go on with me rambling or running out of things to say. So that has been it for this video on the lyrics for Canada changing. So it should be interesting to see what is going to happen from here on. And now I am out. Hold on. Before I break to the call of action, let me make something very clear. I believe that men and women should be equal in everything as we were created equal by God. So please do not jump down into the comment section and start spouting nonsense about how I talk as though I do not like women. I love women. I want them to be treated fairly and all, but at the same time, I am not going to be shy about my opinion on this change being ridiculous when you consider all the other issues such as infrastructure, education, health, environment, and wages going up too fast. It just makes you wonder where Canada's priorities are at. What next? Will they say, get rid of God, keep our land, and go let the Queen keep our land just to keep religion out of it? Guys, you better watch out. Not everything they try to tell us that it's for the better is necessarily for the better. Did you like this video? Well, no, probably not because it's too blunt, but I don't care. Comment, rate, like, subscribe, share, read my blog for information, and visit my Twitter page for my latest tweets. And do not forget to also participate in the polls in the top right square in the I circle. Seriously, how do you feel about the changes to O Canada?